Okay guys, we are live. So hey everyone, and in this video we are going to learn about auto scaling groups. Okay, so in last video we covered what is a load balancer. We also discussed about target groups and we connected that EC2 instances to a target group. That target group was connected to load balancer. That's perfect. Let's discuss why do we need auto scaling. Okay. First of all, I'll just explain what's exactly auto scaling. So suppose right now my full stack application has customer traffic of suppose 10 customers. But suppose at around tomorrow, suppose tomorrow there would be 100 customers, and day after tomorrow there would be again 10 customers. So what I have to do is today I need to use very less resources, but tomorrow I need more resources, and day after tomorrow I need again less resources. So we actually had load balancers to actually balance the load, right? Suppose there are 100 customers, so we would be sending 20 customers to instance 1, 20 customers to instance 2, 20 customers to instance 3, something like that. But the problem is we have to keep that instance always. Okay, it's like suppose you have to generate those 5 instance, and those 5 instance must be running 24/7. This would be very costly for us, right? Suppose if you have a very huge traffic someday and someday very less traffic, so you have to be prepared for the huge traffic. That means you have to create 100 EC2 instances, and suppose in some day you have very less traffic, those 100 EC2 instances would still be running and there would not any use. Okay, so that's the problem with load balancers. That means we have unnecessary instances being created. So we have to attach one functionality, that is auto scaling functionality. Auto scaling simply means automatically the instances would be created, automatically the instances would be destroyed. That's it. Okay, so I'll explain that. Let me just give an example. Okay, so right now what actually happens is if I talk about load balancer. Okay, if I talk about suppose a load balancer, right? So load balancer, we studied about load balancer in the last class, so you can watch that, you will understand load balancer. So what has load balancer done? Load balancer would simply distribute the traffic between instances. That's the job of load balancer. Load balancer won't be creating anything for us. Just a second guys. Okay, I think I need to reload this one. Okay, just a minute guys. Okay, let's redraw things. Okay, so what I was saying is we had a load balancer. Okay, we had a load balancer. What this load balancer will do, suppose it has some traffic, so we're going to distribute our traffic. Suppose we'll create some instances, so instance number 1, 2 and 3, right? I'm just going to write the instance names here. So inst1. Okay, similarly we're going to have instance number 2, instance number 2, and similarly we're going to have instance number 3. That's what load balancer did, right? It would just divide our traffic, it would just split our traffic. Suppose right now the complete capacity, the total capacity of these 3 instances altogether is to handle 100 customers. Okay, altogether these 3 instances can handle 100 customers. Okay, if I just combine the powers of these 3 instances, suppose right now we have 100 customers, so all 3 instances would be used. Suppose tomorrow I have 10 customers, so what would happen? Very less, suppose only instance 1 is used and rest 2 instances are being idle. That means they are being wasted. They are still costing us, but still wasted. That means unnecessarily they are there. Okay, so what we'll do is we would simply attach a auto scaling group. Okay, so here I'll just attach an auto scaling group above the load balancer. So auto scaling group. Okay, that's what the auto scaling group would do. So auto scaling group would be actually attached to our load balancer, right? it would be attached to our load balancer. This load balancer, actually there would be target group also in between. We studied that if you are creating a application based load balancer, then you would be having a target group in between. Okay, so let me just complete this. So load balancer was connected to target group. That's what we discussed in the last class. So target group. Okay, so now here what we would do is, in the previous class we created those instances, right? Instance number 1, instance number 2, instance number 3 inside the target group. Today we won't be creating any instance inside this target group. Automatically the instance would be created and would be destroyed with the help of autoscaling group. So in autoscaling group, I would simply specify that at max I can have 5 instances if there is a need. Okay, if there is a huge traffic, I can have 5 instances. Okay, max. Okay, and on an average I would be having 2 instances. Okay, and minimum I must have 1 instance at least running. Okay, so generally if at very lowest number of time it would be 1 instance, and generally it would be 2 instances, and if there is a huge traffic coming, I would simply say 5 instances can be created max. This is what I have specified. Now what would happen, suppose right now I am having 1000 customers. That means I would assume that this is the peak capacity, so I would be using 5 instances. So automatically guys, the 5 instance would be created, right? 5 instances would be created, as simple. Okay, suppose there is little bit less traffic, suppose 800 customers, so I would be using 4 instances. Okay, I would be using 4 instances instead of 5. Suppose there is a little bit more less customers, suppose only 500 customers, so I would be suppose using 3 instances. Automatically according to the power, the instances would be destroyed. Okay, automatically instances would be destroyed. Suppose again 1000 customer came, so again I would just increase my capacity. Automatically this would be done because of what? Because of autoscaling group. Okay, and ideally when there are no customers, okay, when there are no customers, so what would happen? All of these instances would be destroyed. Okay, would be destroyed. Okay, and only 1 instance would be there at least to run the application. Okay, again if huge traffic comes, automatically the instances would be created as per the demand. That's what the purpose of autoscaling group. Okay, that is the purpose of autoscaling group. It's very easy to understand and we are going to now implement it today. Okay, भैया मेरा शेयर वाले में एरर आ रहा है, अराउट बाय कोर्स कैसे फिक्स करूं? Share file, okay, error. Okay, if you're facing that error, that means you haven't applied the backend course policy. So what you can do is, I have shared the source code. You can just go to the show source code, and in the backend part just check the course policy. Okay, I have used course there, and just check that is it proper or not, because if you haven't applied the course in the backend course policy in the backend part of your code, Node.js code backend, then in the front end, that is in React.js, you would face course error, because in the backend you have to give permission to be accessed by the front end. So that's why in backend, please again check. I have provided the source code in that series. You can check out that series in the end or in the description somewhere we have provided. Okay, in the end of every video, or I have mentioned in between also, I have provided the GitHub repository link of the backend also or the front end also. So you can check out that. I have explained what's course there and it would work properly. Okay, just compare the code and you will understand. Okay, so now guys, we're going to implement the auto scaling group practically. Okay, I hope you have understood this. If you still face any difficulty, you can again ask me, but yeah, it's very easy. It's a very easy concept, and if I show you this practically, you would easily understand this. Okay, so let's go to AWS. Okay, let's go here and I'll just sign into AWS. Right now I have already signed in. What I will do is I'll just go to EC2. Okay, now the first job is, my first job is to create a target group. Okay, you can see at the end there is a target group. In the last video we created multiple instances inside the target group, right? Fixed instances were created. Okay, we created 3 fixed instances. Today we won't be creating any instances. Instances would be created automatically by this auto scaling group according to the traffic. Perfect. So today we have very less traffic, so there would be only suppose 1 or 2 instances. Tomorrow if I have huge traffic, automatically 5 instances or more instances, how much you specify here, would be created. Okay, that's the logic. Okay, so let's come back here. First target is to create the target group. Okay, create the target group. So I'm gonna create a new target group, and here you just need to write instances. Just select instances, because inside this target group I want to create instances. Although we don't have any instances, we are not going to specify any instances, but select the configuration for instances, because inside these groups automatically some instances would be created. Okay, as per the demand. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just name this group as A Autoscaling ASG TUT target TARGET okay, something like that. Okay, target group. So just for reference, I'm just writing it so that I can remember this. Auto scaling groups, tutorial, target groups. Okay. So yeah, I've given this name, and here everything is fine. Just keep things normal. Just keep things normal. You can watch my last video if you don't know what's the target group. You'll understand this. I've explained while teaching you the load balancer part. Okay. If I click on next, here you can see that it's asking for instances. But what I told you is automatically the instance would be created. That means you don't need to select any instance here. Okay, just continue. Okay, just continue, create target group. That's it. Just create an empty target group. You can see that this is empty. There is no single instance inside the target group. In the last video we have created instances, we were using instances, but today we are not going to add any instance to the target group. This target group would get instances from the auto scaling group. Okay, so first of all, you can see target group is created. Now guys, what we're gonna do is we're gonna attach the target group to a load balancer. Let's go there, and here what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go to our load balancer. Okay, so a load balancer. Okay, just a second, I'll just show you the target group's security part. Okay, you can just come here. Okay, and inside this you can just come here and you can just check out different properties here, although there is no such properties. I'll check what's the normal default one which we get from AWS, but yeah, since I wanted to show you the properties, so these are some basic properties, and there is no single thing which we have changed here. This is the default settings, whatever are the settings, just the default settings. Okay, the default ones. Okay, perfect. Now I'll just go to the load balancer. I'll create a fresh load balancer. So create load balancer, and I'm just gonna name it as ASG Autoscaling Group. Okay, ASG tutorial, ALB application load balancer. Okay, and whatever name you want. Okay, I'm just giving temporary name. Okay, ALB suppose. Okay, fine. So I'm just giving it this name, Autoscaling Group tutorial ALB application load balancer. Okay, just for reference. And internet facing IPv4. We already discussed how to create a load balancer in the last video. Simple, it's very simple. And what are the regions? I'm gonna allow it for all the regions. You can just select the regions, and yeah, default security group. This default security group has HTTP, HTTPS or SSH, all three permissions allowed. Okay, I'll show you the permissions once again. Just wait, just wait. Okay, and now here you want to select the target group. So just now we created the target group. Okay, I'm just gonna select the target group. That means this load balancer which I'm creating is now connected to the target group, right? So I've connected the target group with this load balancer. Now guys, what we're gonna do is everything is fine here. Okay, everything is fine here. Now I'll just click on create load balancer, and you can see that it's done. Okay, so let me just show you the security, what steps I have taken in the security, so that you won't be confused. So you can see that these settings are allowed: HTTPS 443 any IP address, HTTP port 80 any IP address, SSH port 22 any IP address. Okay, if I click on edit inbound rule, you can just check if your inbound rules are different. Please just tally it with yourself. Okay, fine, these are the rules. Now let's come back. So you can see that one task is done. What task is done? We created we basically created the target group. Okay, so this is done. We created the target group, we connected the target group to the load balancer, and guys, now our load balancer. Okay, let me just show you where is the load balancer which we created just now. Load balancer, yeah, you can see that our load balancer ASG Qt ALB is also created. That means this is also created and connected to our target group. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create an auto scaling group, and we're going to connect it with this load balancer. That's it. Okay, so we'll come here, and I'll just go here, and you can see that in the EC2, first of all you must be inside EC2. Okay, you can just search here EC2. Okay, you must be inside the EC2 dashboard. Okay, EC2 dashboard. Then here you can look for auto scaling groups. Okay, and here guys you can see that I'm gonna create a new auto scaling groups. In the previous I was just testing around, so I already have one, but I won't be using this. I will be creating a very fresh auto scaling group. Okay, so create auto scaling group, just name it as it is. So ASG suppose ASG TUT GFG, something like that I'm gonna give it. Okay, ASG. Okay, fine. So here what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna select a launch template. Now what's a launch template? It's like, you can see that what's the maximum number of instances can be created? 5. What's the minimum number of instances which must be there? 1. and what would be the average instances which must be there? 2. Okay, so this is what? This is a template. Okay, this is a template. According to this, our auto scaling group would be creating and destroying instances, okay, according to the traffic. So here I'll just go, and here I'll just select a launch template. So you can see that what I'll do is, since initially for the first time, suppose you are creating an auto scaling group and you don't have any template, so you're simply going to create a launch template. So launch template, and this is kind of a template. Okay, so I'm just gonna give it name something like LT GFG. Okay, I'm gonna name it as it is. Something else, you can give it something else also, just remember the name. Okay, so you can just write some description and whatever. So this is uh, TEMPLATE for GFG tutorial. Okay, so that I remember it, and later on I can delete this because I'm just using AWS a lot, so I have to delete unnecessary things. Okay, so just give it a description. If things are unnecessary, you can recognize it via description. Okay, so yes, you can see that. What else you can do? You can just go here and tag is not necessary. Source template, you can just give, you can optionally specify source template. You don't need to specify it here. Okay, just leave it, and then you can see that it's asking, it would be creating EC2 instance, right? This launch template, you can see what I explained here is maximum 5 instances would be created, minimum 1 instance, on an average 2 instances would be there. This is what? This is, I'm talking about EC2 instances. EC2 instances would be also using a machine image, right? In the previous videos, we also talked about Amazon machine image, Ubuntu machine, Windows machine, different kind of machine images, right? So for that, you need to assign this launch template a machine ID. Okay, that means your Amazon machine image ID, so that when it creates instances, it would be installing that particular operating system into the instance. Either you want Ubuntu, either you want Linux, things like that. Again, if you are confused, let me just explain that with the example. Okay, so I'll just go to EC2. If I just press Control and click, so it would open it, new terminal. So I would just go to instances and I'll just click on launch instance. Okay, I'm creating a new instance. I won't be creating an instance, I'm just showing you what happens. So here you can see that these are the machine images, right? Generally, when we create instances, I always select Ubuntu, and I want when my auto scaling group creates instances, it is for Ubuntu. Okay, that means Ubuntu operating system must be used. So that's what I want. So what I would do is I would simply select the ID of this. How you can get the ID? So here, if I just show you this image, yeah, basically this is the ID. Okay, AMI ID. You can just copy this. That means this is the ID for Ubuntu. Okay, this is the ID for Ubuntu. Similarly for Windows, you can see that the ID is different and different, right? So for Ubuntu, you can see this was the ID. I selected the ID. Now guys, what I'll do is I'll simply hit this ID. Okay, hit this ID and hit enter. So you can see automatically Ubuntu would be here. Now here you can just select the things. So I would just simply select, okay, select. So you can see that now my auto scaling group has the launch template. Inside this launch template which we are creating, we have specified that whatever instances it's going to create, either 5, either 2, either 3, either 4, either 1, it would also always be Ubuntu based. Okay, that means the operating system, whenever it's installed, it would always be Ubuntu inside our EC2 instance. Perfect. Now guys, you can see that instance type, so you can just select the instance. So I would simply say choose the free tier. Okay, so that when EC2 instances are created, they are free for you. Okay, so that you won't be charged unnecessarily. Okay, for 1 year this is free, right? Now what else? You want to select the key pair. Whenever the instances are created, what would be the key pairs, right? Select the key pair. Okay, I already have downloaded some key pairs, so I'll be using those only. Okay, then what else? You can select the subnet, but right now just don't specify it, automatically it would be done. And then after that, you can just say that if you want to select a security group, so I would select my default security group, okay, which I have in default, and it again has the same 3 things: SSH, HTTPS, HTTP. Okay, all of them are allowed for any IP address. You can specify some specific IP addresses, but I have allowed for any IP address. Okay, I've shown you previously today only, in this video only, so you can just rewatch that part. Okay, now what you're gonna do is you are going to just click this. You can just give network interfaces, it's not needed for the basics, and then you can select the storage. So by default 8 GB root volume has been created for any instance. Generally when you create an EC2 instance, you know that an 8 GB volume, but yeah, you can add additional volumes also if you want. If you don't know what's EBS storage, you can watch my EBS video, you'll understand everything. Okay, now after this guys, everything is fine. What I'm going to do is I'm simply going to create launch template. Okay, you can see now the launch template has been created. View launch templates, you can see that now it's created. Perfect. Now this launch template has been created. I'm going to attach this launch template to my autoscaling group. Perfect. So I'll just go to autoscaling page back. Okay, here you can see that it was asking for launch template. I'll just first refresh it and I'll just select the launch template which we created. Now the version, and now if I click on next, you can see that this is the virtual private cloud. Just leave it as it is. Okay, we're going to create a specific video on this topic. Just leave it as it is. This is the default one. Okay, availability zones, I want to allow it for suppose all zones, but yeah, you can just specify some specific ones. Now you can see availability zones are done. Okay, health checks. So you can see that node load balancer attached to existing load balancer attached to a new load balancer. So you know that just now we created a load balancer, so I'll just click on attach. Okay, and you can just see choose from classic load balancer, choose from your load balancer target groups. So we're gonna select this one and we're gonna specify the target groups which we created, right? We created this target group. This is attached to a load balancer which we also created today, right? Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna just turn on health checks. Okay, just recommended. Okay, so just select the health check. Okay, and just you can just increase or decrease the time period. I'll just make it very less so that the things are done fast. Okay, but yeah, you can just check it. Okay, if some specific criteria must be there, I'll just select the lesser one for teaching you. Okay, now what else? Yes, you can just select the CloudWatch part, but right now we are not discussing our CloudWatch. We'll discuss in the separate videos. Just leave it as it is. Okay, so if I click on next, now you can see that the desired capacity. Okay, desired capacity. What's the desired capacity? That means generally how many EC2 instances must be there. So I'm gonna specify generally 2 EC2 instances would be there. Minimum EC2 instances must be 5. If there is suppose no customer, at least one EC2 instance must be running. Okay, if there are suppose 20-30 customers, at least automatically, if there is maximum capacity of this one EC2 instance achieved, automatically more instances would be created. Generally there would be 2 instances. Maximum instances which can be created automatically would be suppose 5. Suppose there is a huge demand, automatically 5 EC2 instances would be created. If there is very less command, automatically these extra instances would be deleted, so that your cost is safe. Okay, so maximum 5 instance can be there, minimum 1 instance can be there, generally there would be 2. Okay, generally there can be 2 instances. Perfect. No, so here you can specify the scaling policy. If I just go here, you can see that there are also some policies. Okay, you can just specify the policies, but I'll just leave it as it is. Automatically things would be done. Okay, now what is it? Enable scale protection. If you want to enable this, you can enable. Right now I'm leaving it as it is. Next. Now I don't want any notification. Next. I don't want any tags. Next. Okay, here you can see that guys, now the things are done. Okay, you can see these are the summary part. Okay, just create the auto scaling group. So you can see that now guys, the auto scaling groups have been created. Okay, auto scaling group has been created. You can see that it's done. Okay, perfect. Right. If I go inside instant management, you can see automatically 2 instances are created, right? Automatically 2 instances are created. What else can you do is, if you want to specify the actions, if you want to do something with the instances, you can just select the instances. And okay, just a second, I'll just go to settings. Here you can see that automatically there are some preferences for different instances. And what else can you see here? I think that's it here. Okay, okay, that's right. Now guys, let's try to visit. Okay, now let's try to visit our target. Sorry, now let's try to visit the load balancer. Okay, I'll just go and visit the load balancer. Okay, so you can see that this is the load balancer which is connected to our auto scaling group. Now what I'll do is I'll just go inside this load balancer. Okay, I think I haven't added I think I must have added the uh, user template also. Just a second guys. Okay, I'll just create a new auto scaling group. Just a second. Okay, I think inside this template I must add something. Okay, just a second. Okay, just a second. I'll just go back here and we're gonna talk about templates. Okay, launch templates. So what we'll do is we'll again go inside auto scaling groups. Here you can see that launch templates page is here. Here let me just check the launch template. Okay, I think we need to change something here. instance details. So actions and modify template. I'll just go here, and here I've added some basic details which operating system must be used. Okay, and everything is fine. Everything is fine. Now I'll go down and additional details. Yes. Guys, here you can add additional details what you want to show into your instance. Okay, so I'll just search about it. Basic Nginx user data script AWS to install Nginx and modify index.html. Okay, I'm just gonna search for this template. So I have already looked for these templates. So if I just open any one, you can just go down and you can just look for a template. Okay, so you can see that they have basically used this one, systemctl. Okay, I'll just look for another one, just a second. Okay, just a second. So I'll just go down and I'll look for another template. Yeah, you can see that this one is fine. They have edited the index.html. Okay, I think I have used this template somewhere else. Okay, just a second, I'll use my old template. Just a second. What you need to copy, I'll just explain you. What you can do is you can just first of all go to launch templates. This is your launch template. Okay, I'll just use my old launch template to show you what you need to add in the instance part. Okay, just a second. Yeah, basically this is the code. I'm just gonna copy this whole code. Okay, and now let's come back to our auto scaling groups page. Okay, I'll just go to launch templates. This is the template which we created just now in this tutorial, right? So I'm just gonna go here. Okay, here what one more thing which we need to be added is simply just go to actions. Just go to actions and modify template. Now here what you're going to do is you're just going to simply add these things. What are these things? So this is a simple template. I'm going to mention in the comment section. Also I've sent it in the live chat, so you can just okay, I'm not able to share this in the live chat, but yeah, this template which simply says, first of all, I want to use bin bash. Okay, I want to go inside bin bash. Okay, so now I've just simply gave a comment. Okay, now after that I've simply updated my EC2 instance. Apt update is the command, right? Then after that I have simply installed Nginx. Okay, I have simply installed Nginx. Then I have simply started Nginx and enabled Nginx. Then after that, guys, you can simply see I have modified my index.html file. Okay, so this is the line. This is very important. Okay, so I'm just going to share this. This is very important. Okay, so this is the complicated one. This would just basically return the IP address on which this instance is running on. You can write something else also. I have written this. Okay, I have written this. And in which location? Okay, actually I must have specified this complete one. Okay, I've shared this in the live chat. Later on I'll comment this in the comment section also. So what is this doing? This is actually modifying our index.html. Here I've simply said the h1 tag would be created, server details, and now inside this I've simply said my host name would be, host name automatically would come here, and automatically the IP address would come here. You don't need to specify anything, but automatically things would be coming from here. Okay, now once you write this script, this would be simply modifying the index.html file. This would show me the host name and also the IP address. That's it. Okay, you don't need to worry about the code. You don't need to understand any logic. Instead of this, if you have simply written something else, okay, if you have written something else like only this h1 tag, that means in your index.html file you are showing this h1 tag. That's what it means. Okay, but I'm gonna show extra details also, host name and IP address, because different EC2 instances would be having different IPs. So we have said maximum 5 EC2 instances would be created. That means each of these EC2 instances would be having 5 IP address. Okay, that means all of the instances, one instance would be having one IP address, another IP address, another IP address, 5 IP addresses would be there at max. Okay, so that's what we are going to show here. And then automatically I will restart the system because we have modified the index.html. Then we're going to restart our system. Then our EC2 instance would be working properly. So I'll just create the template version. Okay, that's it. Now I'll just go here, view launch template. You can see that it's here, right? That means we have modified our launch template. Now I'll go back to my autoscaling group. This group here, you can see that this is simply here you can see autoscaling group. Here you can see it's using which template, the template which we just now modified. This template, it's working properly fine. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go back here and I'll just check again everything is fine or not. Health check. So Yes, you can see everything is fine. Now this auto scaling group has been created. We have created the target groups. We have created the launch templates. Okay. And we have created the load balancer also. Now, finally, I'll go to my load balancer. Okay. Load balancer, because load balancer is connected to our target groups. That means load balancer would be the IP address which front end guy would be calling. Okay. Load balancer would be now their backend IP address. So now I'll go back to my load balancer. If you're not able to understand why we are using load balancers IP address, please watch the last video. There I have explained things. Okay, auto scaling is just dividing the EC2 instances, just creating the EC2 instances. Load balancer is the person who is going to manage the traffic. So we're gonna go to load balancer. Which one? You can see this load balancer. We created this. I'm just gonna copy the DNS of this one and I'll paste this one. Okay, let's check. And just a second, guys. It's basically HTTPS. Yes, now you can see that I'm trying to load this one and it's going to take a few seconds and our load balancer would be loading. Okay, site cannot be reached, refuse to connect. I think right now it's trying to be created. Okay, just wait. It's active actually. And let me just go to our EC2 instances. You can see that basically just now the EC2 instances would be are creating actually are created. Okay, they are actually being created. So you can see the time is what? You can see that the time is this one. Okay, I think, yeah, these are the instances, right? 32, 24 and 26. These are the instances today, right? These are the instances of today. And I'll just refresh. Can see these are the instances. Let me just remove these instances. Okay, first I'll just remove these instances which are being created today. I'll just terminate these. I'll be recreating some instances. Automatically they would be recreated, but these are some auto-created instances. Okay, because of what? Because of our auto-scaling group. Okay, and I'll just terminate these. Just wait for a few seconds. Okay. Okay, guys, fine. So now here you can see that all the instances which are terminated are now not being shown. Okay, so now I'll just only show the running ones. Okay, so you can see there are only some instances which I already created in the previous videos. We are not using these. We are talking about auto generated instances. Right now they are not there. Okay, let's go to our auto scaling group. Okay, ASG to GFG. Okay, what we're gonna do is we are just going to retry this. Okay, we're gonna just retry this. So what we'll do is I'll simply recreate this one. Okay, let me just recreate. Okay, I'll just simply refresh this. Maybe it's gonna take some time, or else I would just simply select this one. I'll just delete this auto scaling group. I'll recreate the auto scaling group. Okay, so I'll just delete this. I'll just go to my instances. Hopefully they are not being created. Yeah, can see again they were created. Again they were created. Okay, so I'll just once again terminate these also. Okay, so finally we don't have any extra instances which are running here. Okay, these are some other instances, don't worry about this, but we don't have any auto generated instances. Let's go to our auto scaling group again. I'm gonna create a fresh auto scaling group here. Okay, it's taking time to turn down. Just wait for a few seconds, then it would be completed. Guys, it's taking time, so you can wait patiently because yeah, obviously the groups take time to terminate. Okay, you can wait patiently, then we can continue back. Anyways, let's create a fresh auto scaling group. It's gonna take some time. So here I'll just again type ASG TUT auto scaling groups tut gfg2, something like that. I'm gonna name it something like that. Now here you're gonna select your template, so I'm just going to select this template which we already created. Now this has what? This has my launch configuration, complete, how to install nginx and things like that, all are available inside this one. Okay, now if I click on next, and what else, you can just select the availability zones. I'll just select all the availability zones. Then if I click on next, and then which load balancer attached to existing load balancer, just select the load balancer which is connected to your target group. Okay, that's it. Now turn on elastic balancing health checks, next, and what, and after that guys you can just simply click on next and next and next, and you can see that guys now the auto scaling group has been created. Okay, so now here guys what I want to show you is, you can see once you create the auto scaling group, okay, once you create the auto scaling group, you can see that right now it's saying updating capacity. Okay, it's saying updating capacity. That means automatically the capacity would be updated. Okay, automatically the capacity would be updated. Right now you can see min is 1, max is 1. Okay, I forgot to modify things. Just a second, I'll just again update the capacity here. Okay, what I'll do is I'll just come here and I think we missed one thing here. One thing which we missed here is again scaling things. Okay, just a second. Instance management actions. Okay, I think guys this is the problem of our launch template. Okay, so I'm gonna rewrite things. Okay, I'm gonna rewrite things because I just did one mistake in the launch template. Anyways, let's retry these steps. Okay, once again we're gonna retry these steps and it would be done. Okay, so again what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna delete this template. Okay, this one also delete. Okay, DLE delete. Okay, I'll just delete this also auto scaling group. Perfect. And I'll also delete this one also. I'll just delete this one also which I have again. So delete 2. That's it. That means now I've deleted all my auto scaling groups. Now what I'll do is I'll just go to my load balancer. Okay, I'll just delete all my load balancers because we don't need these. Okay, so delete load balancers. So confirm. Okay, I'm just gonna delete things because this is getting confusing. So load balancers are deleted, auto scaling groups are deleted, target groups are also deleted. We're gonna start with fresh things. So I'll just delete this also. Yes, delete. Perfect. Okay, now guys what we're gonna do is, okay, I think this is because it's associated to someone, that's why it's not being deleted. Anyways, it would be deleted afterwards. Okay, so you can delete this later on. Then we deleted the load balancers, and what we deleted our EC2 instances also. So we're gonna delete our EC2 instances also. You can see that automatically some EC2 instances are being created here. You can see automatically it's shutting down. Automatically it shut down. Okay, I didn't do anything. Okay, you can see automatically they are shutting down because the auto scaling loop got terminated. I'm gonna create a fresh one. Okay, so I'm just gonna show you the running ones only. Okay, right now you can see that there are only some instances. I'm gonna terminate this one also. Okay, perfect. Now we're gonna start afresh. Okay, we're gonna start afresh. So you can see that there are suppose no instances running. Okay, assuming that there are no instances running. If you have any other instances, that's fine, but assume that there are no instances running. What we're gonna do is we're gonna create the target group first. Let's create a new target group. Okay, I'm just gonna name it as my tg1. Okay, that's it. Now IPv4 and then VPC default one, and then you can simply click on next. Okay, and you can just skip this part. You don't need to select any target. Okay, just simply create a target group. Now we don't have any instance. Perfect, target group has been created. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create load balancer. Just go here. Okay, create load balancer, application based load balancer. Just gonna name it as LB1. Okay, LB1, and then internet facing IPv4. These are all the regions. I'm gonna allow it for all the regions. Okay, and then security group, the default one, and then the port, and then here you can select the auto scaling group, sorry, target group. That means target group which we created. So my tg1 we just now created. Okay, and then I'm simply going to create load balancer. Perfect. Now you can see that load balancer is also being created. So we created target group, we created load balancer. Now we're going to attach it with our what, with our auto scaling group. Okay, so just go to auto scaling group. You can see that yeah, it's taking time, but anyways it would be deleted soon. So here I'm simply going to just click on create auto scaling group. Okay, and I'm just going to name it as my ASG1. Okay, something like that. Now here you have to select your launch template. So create a launch template. Okay, create a launch template. Here I'm just going to say LT1. Okay, I'm just naming LT1. Okay, launch template, and here template version. So automatically this would be the default version. Okay, just name it as you can just give some version also, test template, something like that. You can give the name. Okay, text here, and then after that just select the, okay, if I just hit enter, I'll just get all the things here. I'm gonna select Linux category. Okay, here you can just select the Linux category, and then if you hit enter, okay, I'll just go down and I'll look for Ubuntu. Yeah, I got Ubuntu here. You can just select whatever Ubuntu versions you like. If you are still confused with this, what you can do is, the best option is just go to EC2. Okay, just go to EC2 instances, and here guys, what you're gonna do is, if I click on launch instances, I'll get my Ubuntu's AMI ID. So just copy this AMI ID and close this page again. Okay, now just go to launch templates and just paste the ID. Okay, and now if you hit enter, you can just get that Ubuntu. Now you can select that. Okay, so now what I've done is, for this launch template, I've simply selected Ubuntu. Perfect. The Ubuntu operating system would be installed to whatever EC2 instances this template creates. Okay, now I've simply selected this, and then instance type. So I'm going to say that this instance would be having this T2 micro setup, and then here you can select the key. Then you can simply go down, and here you can just select the default security group, which has HTTP, HTTPS and SSH allowed. Okay, after that you can just add more EBS volumes which are automatically created. I'm not going to allow add it, because we only need basic ones, and that would do our job. Okay, 8 GB is fine for us. We are not going to add any additional volume. Okay, but yeah, you can add it as per the demand. And now advanced details. So here guys, you can simply add advanced details also. Here just go down, and I want to just add some few things. Okay, so here what you're gonna do is, you're just gonna add a few things. What things you want to install Nginx, and you want to run Nginx. Okay, I think it was available somewhere maybe. Yeah, you can use this one also if you want. Like you can simply type, but I want it for Nginx. Maybe it's not available for here Nginx. I have to write HTTPD, or like you can start with HTTPD also, but I'm gonna use Nginx. So what we can do is just wait a few minutes. Okay, I'll just look for Nginx. Okay. Anyways, I would simply copy it from my old code. Okay, I would copy it from my old code, so I would simply go to this. Okay, I'll just write it here as it is. Okay, I'll just write here as it is. So what has GFG shown here? Okay, I'll just go to the GFG page and I'll use this one. Okay, yeah, this reference is fine. So first of all, just write it at the top. Okay, in the user data, that means this would be the script. Okay, now what you want is you want to install your latest EC2 files. Okay, so for that you have to update. So instead of yum update, I'm just gonna say that apt update. You'll get the command here. You just need to write the command. Okay, apt update. That's a Linux command, so you can see that, yeah, sudo apt update, apt get update. Yeah, you can just copy this command. Okay, and then you can just paste it here. Okay, now after that you want to install nginx also, so I'm just gonna write sudo install sudo apt get install nginx flag y. You can add this also, right? After this, guys, what you need to do is you have installed nginx. Okay, now you need to start nginx. So automatically it would be started, but yeah, I have to just look it here. Okay, look at here, instal. Okay, let me just check if this command is correct or not, because always double check. So sudo apt install nginx, yeah, the command is fine. Flag y would simply add additional things. Okay, then we need to install, so start nginx ubuntu systemctl. Just search for this, you'll get the command systemctl. So you can just search for it, sudo systemctl start nginx. Yeah, you can just copy this command. Okay, just copy this command and you can simply paste it here if you want. Yeah, you can just paste it here. Now what you need is you need to modify the index.html file, right? So guys, in the comment section I've provided the text. You can just copy the text as it is. Okay, and then you can simply paste the text here. So paste the text in the live chat I provided. Later on in the comment section also I'll provide this. So here what I've said is just go to the index.html file. Just go to index.html file and just provide this details, so that automatically some data would be added, and whenever we load our page, we'll get these details. Okay, what we'll get is get the host name, and we will also get the IP address. Just some extra things, okay, to check the website works or not. Now after doing this much, you can again start the nginx. Okay, so what you can do is how to you can just stop the nginx. So we have a command, stop command for nginx. You can just search for it and sudo systemctl stop nginx. Okay, you can just type this command, sudo systemctl stop nginx. Okay, so I'll stop nginx and I'll restart the nginx. So stop nginx and start the nginx. So it'll restart the nginx, by the way. Now you have started nginx, and okay, I'll just verify this, is this correct or not. So I'm doing everything in front of you so that you are not confused. Okay, that's why I'm doing things. Okay, so let's check it. So here, check this code. Okay, I'll just check it in front of you so that everything is okay, everything is fine. Seems to be a bash script file, debian based. Okay, everything is fine, the line specifies. Okay, perfect. That means code is fine. Okay, now I'll come back, and now I'll just simply click on launch template. Okay, launch template name already in use. Okay, I think I need to choose other name, so I'll just name it as ltgfg1, something like that. Okay, now I'll just simply click on create launch template. Now it's created. So guys, you can just go to launch templates. You can see that the template is here. Okay, so this one, ltgfg1. Okay, so I'll just delete the old templates. Okay, I'll just delete this one, old template, delete template, delete. These templates are not needed. Okay, perfect. So I've deleted my old templates. Now we have a launch template. We have target groups. Okay, we have target groups and we have load balancer. Now we're going to simply assign it to our auto scaling group. So here we'll just create an auto scaling group, and here what you need is you need to simply type the name. So ASG1, something like that. Okay, now here I'll just select the template. Which template? So I'll just refresh this and you can see I got the template. Okay, and then which version? So I'll just select the version, whatever version you are at, or at the launch instance, launch template, you can select that. If there is some extra version of the launch template, suppose I edit the launch template. Okay, suppose if I edited the launch template, so you can just go here in the launch templates. Okay, right now it's not here. You can just search for launch templates. I'll explain that later on. By default, that would be version 1, but always check the version. This is very important. Okay, so default version is version 1 of this launch template, which we already created. Okay, so launch template we created, we selected the launch template in autoscaling group. Now what we're going to do is we're going to select the version, select the default version for the first time, but later on just check the latest version. Okay, just check the latest version. So whatever is the latest, you can select that, but yeah, just select the latest one only. Okay, just select the latest one. Okay, suppose launch template is modified in future, someone modified that, so here you would see latest version would be 2, similarly updated. Okay, so just check the latest version and update to that. So latest version, just select that, then next, and you can see that instance type requirements. Okay, fine. And for most application you can use multiple zones. Okay, VPC and availability zones, so I'm gonna select all the availability zones. Perfect. Now you can see that the availability zones are also selected. Now I want to use it for load balancer, so I'm gonna attach it to existing load balancer. Which load balancer? So we just now created this load balancer, I'm gonna attach it. Okay, now health checks, so turn on health check, and next, once you click next, so you can see that this is the desired capacity. So assuming that the desired capacity is, generally I want 2 instances, minimum I want 1 instance, and maximum suppose I want 5 instances. That's it. So suppose there is maximum traffic, so automatically 5 instances would be there. If there is less instance, if there is less traffic, only 2 instances would be there. Okay, if there is no traffic, at least 1 instance would be here. Okay, that's it. So no scaling policy, everything is fine. I'll just click on next and next and next, and you can see that finally you have to just review this, create auto scaling group. Okay, so you can see that, guys, now this auto scaling group has been created. It's been attached to our this template. Okay, so you can just check the code of this template. If you want to modify, you can just go to actions and modify the template. As soon as you modify the launch template, there would be version 2. Okay, there would be version 2 of template. So again, you have to update things in the auto scaling group also. So whenever you modify the launch template, you have to update the auto scaling group also. So you can see whatever modification, suppose here you make a modification in the template, here you in the user data, in the default script you make the modification, so you have to update that in the auto scaling group also, the version of the launch template whenever it's up modified. Okay, so now you can see that auto scaling group has been created, everything has been created, auto scaling group has been created, load balancers are created, target groups are created. Now once I go to instances, whenever I go to instance, you can see that automatically, guys. Okay, if I go to running state, can see that automatically, guys, there would be one instance which is running right now. Okay, it's initializing, but yeah, it's running right now. How it got initialized? Because we added it to autoscaling group. That means one backend service has been created. When there is more traffic, automatically more instances would be created. Okay, when there is less traffic, automatically there would be at least one EC2 instance. Okay, so I'll just refresh this, can see that it's still initializing. Let's wait for a few seconds till it's completed, status check is completed, then we'll continue. Okay. Okay, let me just go. Recommends changing to required. Okay, everything is fine, and monitoring, everything is fine. It's initializing. Okay, let me just wait for the status. Okay, because it's gonna take time to initialize. If I go to the IP address, let's type HTTP. Okay, our index.html didn't got modified. I don't know why, but yeah, it's here. Okay, it's running. Maybe it's initializing, that's why. Can see that it's initializing, that's why maybe. Okay, so for checking this one, what I can do is I can just go to my load balancer. That would be the IP which is connected to all the instances. So I'll just go to this load balancer, and the IP of this load balancer, I'll just paste it here. Okay, and here, guys, I'll just type HTTP :/ and this load balancer. Okay, automatically the load balancer would also start. Okay, it would also start, but right now it's initializing. That's why you can see that we are not able to get any launch plate. Okay, any launch plate, launch template. If I go to instances, You can see automatically a new instance is also being created. Okay, so if I show you the run, you can see that now we have one more running instance. Okay, so if I show you the date and time, you can see that this is the instance. Okay, this is the instance which just now created, and this is another instance which is just now created, right? That's what happens with the help of autoscaling groups. Okay, so when you don't use the autoscaling group, then there would be less instances. When you use autoscaling group, there would be more instances. So you can see that right now they are running. Okay, they are running. What I can do is I can just modify things. Okay, I can just modify things. Okay, I'll just simply go to the connection part. Let me just show you things. Okay, so if I click on connect into this instance, okay, into this instance, I'll simply connect and I'll modify the index.html. I think I wrote the wrong code, so I'll modify it from here. Okay, so if I type sudo okay flag I, now I became the root user. Now guys, what you're gonna do is you became the root user. You have to first of all modify things. Sudo apt flag get update. Okay, apt get update, perfect. And now we updated it. Okay, now we're gonna simply install nginx. Okay, so I'll simply paste it here. Sudo apt get install nginx. Okay, so if I hit this, you can see nginx is also installed, perfect. Now what else you're gonna do is you are simply going to come here and you need to start the nginx. It would be started. You need to modify this index.html file. So I'll just copy this one. Okay, I'll just copy this one and we'll come to our EC2 instance and I'll just paste it here. So okay, I think this is the problem. Echo command not found. Okay, echo command is not found. So what we can do is we can simply copy this and check. Okay, this was the problem. Echo command was not found. Okay, let me just, it seems like there is an issue with the echo command. Make sure there are no hidden characters. I think there is a problem of space. Let me just copy and paste this one again. Okay, let's try this again. This is Linux based command actually, so that's why we are facing issues. So now if I hit this, yeah, now you can see that it's updated. Okay, it's updated. So now what we'll do is we'll simply try to refresh this one. Let's refresh. So you can see that, yeah, basically for one instance we got the IP details, and let's do this for other instances also. Okay, although this is not the correct approach. Now what we can do is instead of this we can just copy this echo command. Okay, we can just copy this echo command, and whenever we are creating a launch template, in that part we have to do this. Okay, so I'll just go to autoscaling groups. Now if I just refresh, you'll get the autoscaling group here. Just go to launch templates, and into this template we have to update the user template which we simply wrote wrong. Okay, the echo command wasn't working properly, so I'll just simply fix this. So I'll simply go to action and modify template. Okay, modify template, and you can see it's gonna create a new version. So v2, okay, something like that. I'm gonna give it some new version, and yeah, it's going to take reference from version number 1. Okay, everything is fine, everything is fine. Here what you need is you need to simply modify the details here. Okay, just go here and modify the details. This part, this part is wrong actually. Okay, so I'll just provide this whole template somewhere so that there's no issue. I'll provide the Google Drive link in the comment section, so I'll provide this whole template. Okay, so now this would be working perfectly. Now this would be working perfectly. Okay, then you can restart the nginx and then everything would be fine. Okay, now I'll just start again. So I will simply click on connect, create template version. You can see that now the new version has been created. Okay, so view launch template. So you can see that the new version has been created. Latest version is 2. Since the latest version is 2, I'm going to go to my autoscaling group, and here what you need to do is you need to simply go here in the launch template. You can simply modify the version. You can see now we are using second version. Okay, that means the latest version. That's why I selected the latest, so you don't need to do things manually. This is done automatically. You can see that now the autoscaling group also has automatically got the instance version 2. Okay, so if I simply click on it would be updated automatically. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to our IP. Okay, let me just check this one. So now guys, you can see that it's going to take a few seconds. Okay, it's going to take a few seconds. I'll just terminate the old instances. Okay, so I'll just terminate the old instances. So running state, you can see they are being running here, and I'll just terminate the old instances. Okay, because now we have modified things, so I'll just terminate the old ones. Okay, so instance state terminate, terminate. Okay, perfect. Right, so now let's wait for a few seconds, and now it's gonna take a few seconds. Okay, it's gonna take a few seconds to do these things because we terminated and now we are restarting things. Okay, so it's gonna take a few seconds. I'll just refresh. Then guys, I'll just go to my autoscaling groups and I'll just refresh. Okay, I'll just refresh here also. So I just modified the things, so it's gonna take a few seconds to actually show me my EC2 instances. Okay, let's wait. Yeah, you can see that now we're gonna instance refresh. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna terminate all instances and relaunch things, and now I would simply update. Okay, you can see that here is one more thing, standby instances, choose how the instance refresh would behave. So either you can ignore. Okay, EC2 auto scaling does not terminate the instances, only in service instances are replaced. Okay, it won't terminate all the instances. So EC2 instance, E2 terminates any standby instances after it replaces the so if you don't want any standby instances, you can remove that. If you want at least standby instances, but if you want running instances to be terminated, so you can do this. Okay, so I'm just gonna ignore this for now, the default settings, and use in control. Okay, everything is fine, and now simply click on start instance refresh. So you can see that instance refresh is being done. Okay, now once you do the instance refresh, let's go to the details first. Everything is fine. I'll go to my instances. Here I would just refresh. You can see that automatically a new instance has been created. Okay, you can see automatically a new instance has been created. Now let's refresh this. Okay, it's being initiated. Okay, that's been initializing, that's why it's taking time. So I'm gonna go here and I'll just open the IP address of this one. Let's go with HTTP. It's being started. Okay, this instance is also being started. Once it starts, then only our load balancer would be working properly. Okay, so let's wait for this one to be initialized. Let's wait guys, just a few seconds. It's initializing. Why it's taking time? Because we are installing Nginx and we are doing things. That's why it's initializing things, right? So it's gonna take some time. Okay, so you can see that now our instance is working properly. Okay, our instance is working properly. This is the first instance. Okay, similarly other instance would also be created. Okay, so if I refresh, you can see that it's showing me the same instance, right? That means my load balancer is connected to the instance. If I refresh again, so right now there is very less traffic, so that's why it's only showing me one instance. Suppose if I use it for a lot of time, a lot of customers come to the website, then what would happen? Automatically more instance would be created. Okay, so if I just show you instances, right now you can see that in the running state, how many instances do we have? We right now have one instance. Okay, but if more people come, automatically more instance would be created. Maximum 5 instances can be created, minimum there is one. If there is a huge traffic, then there would be a lot of instances, right? There would be a lot of instances. So if I just show you all states, I think there are some instances which are being created. Okay, fine. So yeah, if a lot of people actually use this one, automatically more would be created. Right now more are not created because a lot of people are not using this. So if you wait for a few more minutes and you try to use it again and again, then you would simply feel that more instances are automatically created here. Okay, so right now you can see that it's only using one instance, which is our main instance. Okay, which is auto generated. But after a few minutes, when more, yeah, you can see after a few minutes you can see automatically second instance is created. Why did it happen? It actually happened because of our more demand. Okay, when there is more demand, so keep trying to refresh this one, you would see that next time what would happen, randomly any instance would be used between those two. Okay, so you can see that right now it's initializing it, so that's why it's taking time. So it would take again a few seconds to start the second instance. Similarly, more traffic would come, it would start the third instance. Similarly, more traffic would come, fourth instance. Similarly, more traffic, fifth instance would be created. Maximum 5 instances can be created. But suppose if the traffic decreases, so the instance would be terminated automatically. Okay, it would be terminated automatically. How it would happen? So first of all, let's check this one. This is the new instance which is being initialized. I think it's going to take a few seconds more to be initialized properly. And you can see the old instance had the IP of 132. Yeah, you can see that new instance is also working. You can see old instance, new instance, old instance, new instance. So this is right now we have two instances automatically created. Suppose now we don't use this. Okay, we stop using this website. Okay, we stop using this website. Now what actually happen? Now what would actually happen? You can just refresh this. You can see that automatically after a few seconds, one of these two instances, this instance, this is created just now, this is created just now of our auto scaling group. One of these two instances would be terminated automatically. Let's wait. Let me just close all of these things. Okay, automatically you would see that if things are idle, one of these would be terminated, but one at least would be there. Okay, because we specified minimum one instance are there. On an average, two instances are there. I think two or three, whatever we have specified, two instances are there, and maximum there can be 5 instances. Okay, maximum there can be 5 instances. So like right now I think it's taking some time because we were using it, so it would wait for a few minutes and it would see that if there is no incoming traffic, it would terminate all the instances. It would keep only one instance. Okay, and if there's suppose huge traffic, more instance would be automatically created. Okay, clones of a single instance would be created again and again. Okay, so it's like you now have more backend servers running. Okay, you have now more backends. Clone of one backend is being created 5 times and other are used. Okay, others are used. So let's refresh, and I don't know why it's taking too much time to terminate automatically, but yeah, it would terminate automatically. Anyways guys, it's taking time to shut down automatically, but yeah, it does shut down automatically. Right now these are created automatically, they would shut down automatically when you are not using this for a longer time. When they are not being used, these two instances which we created automatically, if one of them gets terminated, gets shut down, don't be surprised because you are not having that traffic. Okay, so it's like when you have peak public, when you have a lot of traffic, 5 instances would be there. If you have less traffic, 4 instance, lesser traffic, 3 instance, normal traffic, 2 instance, and no traffic, then at least 1 instance would be there. Okay, and maybe it has some time limit, so that's why it's taking time. After a few minutes you would see one of them got terminated. Don't try to use it, just try refreshing it. You'll yourself would see that one of them would be terminated automatically, and that's what happens with these auto scaling groups, right? So guys, I hope you understood what is the purpose of auto scaling groups, and we solved one issue also which we faced because of the updation. Okay, and also I used the launch template, and this was the this was the script which I added to the launch template. These are some files which I modified, and I also installed nginx. Okay, instead of httpd I just wrote nginx. I'll provide the whole boiler code which I have written inside this one. I'll just show you which boiler code I'm talking about. Just go to autoscaling groups, launch templates. I just added some boiler code. Okay, boilerplate. So here just actions. Yeah, this one. I'll just copy this one and I'll share it with you later on. Okay, I'll share this one with you later on in the comment section or anywhere. Okay, I'll just create a GitHub repo. Okay, GitHub repository, and I'll just create a GitHub repository, new repo, and I'm just gonna write here AWS nginx script, nginx script. Okay, and I'll just simply click on create, and here I can just simply click on create a new file, and here I'll just paste it. Okay, and here I'll just write script. Okay, commit changes, commit. Okay, so what I'll do is now I'll share this with you in the live chat. Okay, so you can just go to this repository. For going to this repository, what you can do is you can simply visit the link which I have shared in the live chat. What else you can do is you can just visit my profile, just type github.com/viraj014. Just go here and you can follow me if you want. And if you want to contact me, you can check out my Instagram and my LinkedIn. Now here what you need to do is just go to repositories. In this repository, you would find AWS Nginx script. Okay, just go inside this and you would find the script which I have copy pasted. Okay, which I have copy pasted. This is the script which you can add so that you will get something in the page when you load it. Okay, when you load it, this script would be added to each individual EC2 instance which is created. Okay, okay, let me just check now. Okay, let me just check the instances, are they destroyed or not. Still not destroyed, but yeah, you'll wait for a few minutes, they would be destroyed anyways. So now you got the code and you can just use this one. You can use this template inside launch template and automatically EC2 instances would be replicating this code. Instead of this, you can clone your backend code using GitHub repository or do whatever you want. If you don't understand what's EC2, please watch my EC2 videos, you'll understand that. Okay, so that's it for today. I will see you in the next one. We're gonna talk about the next topics now, very important topic, that is S3 and different topics. So I will see you in the next one. Till then, have a good day. Bye bye.